Here we're going to talk about Singing in the Rain. Got a little twist on it. All right, it's pretty cool. I want to share it with you here. Hey, one thing I do want to share with you just for being here. All right, whether you're watching live or the replay, okay, or even if you listen to the podcast, I got something for you. It's just kind of guy I am. All right, I got my plumbing business. Not Plumbing Business Success Academy, but what we're changing up. Hey, we're working on some new freebies here. But this is the playbook. We still got the playbook, so grab it while supplies last, okay? And it's easy to grab it because it's free, all right? It's all the right moves you got to make to have a successful, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business. That's the name of the game, right? Okay? Simply type free in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/free if you're listening to the podcast. So there we go. All right. It's good to have you here. Yeah. All right. You got it all straightened out over there?
I don't know.
I mean, we're looking all...
well, yeah, if anybody wants to go to
you don't
the
know what you
YouTube
do
channel.
when you're clicking behind. All you're doing is just... You don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I do.
All of a sudden, we got a bunch of packages showing up at the house, that kind of stuff.
Amazon.
Are you over there ordering something?
No, I'm not ordering anything right now. But if anybody wants to go check out the YouTube channel... yeah, and I'll even put the link in there to see, because, I think it's working, which is pretty exciting.
Hey, we'll do that. Check out the YouTube. In fact, we're working on that here. All right, going over to the YouTube. All right, and hit subscribe. Do me a favor, hit that little subscribe button. Help us get the word out.
Get the word
I'd appreciate
out,
it. Okay, all right. Help a guy here. All right, help a fellow plumber. All right. But it's good. Who do we have joining us here tonight?
I don't know. We got all kinds of people. Let's see. I know you're... Okay, so I'm going to leave the other part alone, right? Okay. Yeah, just pay attention to what I'm doing here, right? All right. Chuck Barron, the surfing fireman plumbing business owner,
that guy
is in the house.
That guy freaks me out.
He's crazy. That boy's crazy.
He is crazy. A fun guy. Hey, check out. I hope you don't mind, Chuck. Give you a plug here. Check some of his stuff out that he does.
Yeah, he's got a
on
great YouTube
channel. You know, and his stuff that he has going on. That's Chuck Barron's.
Chuck Barron.
All right.
BJ is checking in live as well. Angel is checking in live. Angel, and I can never know how to pronounce Angel's last name.
It's one of those cool names.
Oh gosh,
if we could just say it right.
I can do his first name.
That's the redneck coming out in us. All right.
I'm so sorry.
GB's hey, GB. Good to have you here, brother.
Is in the house.
All right. Iron Man.
Where you been, Iron Man? I haven't seen Iron Man for a while.
Hi, right back at you.
Where you been?
Nick Marcella's joining us live, man. He was at the GB game, the Green Bay.
Yeah, but was he cheering for GB? Oh, that's right. He's Green Bay. Oh, that's right. Okay. I was going to say, I'm really sorry, but that's right. He went to...
Yep.
He went to cheer them on.
Giving us a happy Monday, everybody. All right. Yeah, Chuck says he's in the firehouse right now. Oh. All right.
Well, he's either in the firehouse,
putting out fires, or getting kittens out of trees. What do you firemen do? Right. Okay.
Oh, and Angel Dison, Ace Avedo.
We're gonna get that right, Angel, because that's too cool not to get it right. Okay.
Ace Avedo.
Yep.
Ace Avedo.
All right.
There we go. See?
But it's good to have you here.
I can be bilingual.
All right. Yeah, bilingual. Yeah. You got our Spanish in Costa Rica. Yeah, I know enough to ask for the check.
Yeah, and Ola and Baños.
Baños. Where's the bathroom?
Yeah, where's the bathroom?
Okay.
It's
a good thing those people are nice. You know, they're nice to us because a couple of rednecks down there.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian. Anyway. All right, Brian's his first time. Brian. All right, welcome, buddy. Good to have you here.
Gosh,
hey, we're talking the business of plumbing. Okay, if you're a plumbing business owner, you're in the right spot.
Yeah, Brian,
even if you're not, you're in the right spot. We'll have a good time.
I see plumbing trucks in his profile picture, so I'm going to assume he owns some plumbing trucks. So
we're going to be talking.
Brian, so let's hear the name of your plumbing business and where
share it with us here. Give yourself a plug. Where are you from?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jenny, sorry that she's folding laundry. She's either spinning or folding laundry.
Okay.
So, but good to have you, Jenny.
It's good to have you here.
So,
all right.
What are we talking about, Mr. Oh, Dan Antonelli just joined in.
Hey, Dan, how you doing, man?
Kick Charge Creative Extraordinaire.
There we go.
Yeah. What do you call
check that out.
What do you call Dan?
Dan the Brand Man.
Dan the Brand Man.
Dan the Brand Man. If you're serious about taking your brand to the level, you want to be a top shelf looking plumbing business, you got to check out Kick Charge Creative.
You can even type in brand right now. We have all of our bot firing for all episodes. Even if Dan's not on and somebody types in brand, they will get a link to have a meeting with Kick Charge Creative. So there you go. Hey,
there's no pressure there, but that's you know, if you're truly serious, you know, check it out. It'll make all the difference in the world. And these guys are the best. He's the best. You know, you know, go with the best, forget the rest. Okay, right? Just say, you know, it's worth it. All right, type brand in the comments.
Type brand in the comments.
Okay, and if you're listening, go to themilliondollarplumber.com/brand. All right,
okay,
learn some more. Okay, all right. It's been fun to have Dan on board here.
Yeah.
In fact, check out our next on Wednesday. Be part of the live social audience. That Larry Enright. Okay, the boss is going to be in the house. Hopefully this time.
As long as our entire system doesn't crash.
You know, again, you got to sing in the rain.
Yep.
Because stuff happens. You know. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's what we're going to be talking about. But he'll be here.
He will be. Yep.
All right.
Larry Enright in the house.
Dropping some huge nuggets of gold. So you don't want to miss that. So, all right. So what are we talking about?
I have no idea.
You guys know who that? I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. Anyone know who that musical? Who started that musical?
I was going to say what the name of that musical is.
Right.
That kind of just gave it away.
Singing in the Rain. Okay. Anybody know?
I do.
Okay. All right. You got to know. Hey, if you truly don't tell me you're a music buff if you don't know who's in the musical Singing in the Rain.
Right.
And I don't care. I just got done listening to some Rush right before. I was getting warmed up here. I was listening to Rush. So hey, you got to like all. If you're truly a music buff, you got to like all music. Okay. You got to be aware of all music. So who's in that?
I liked 80s rock, but
you told me to shut it off.
Hated
she didn't
Rush.
Like that.
Hated the sound of that guy's voice.
No.
That nasally.
Hey, I know, but Rush is the thinking man's rock. I mean, it's pretty it's pretty cerebral. It's cerebral stuff. It is.
Thanks, Alan. Alan says that we're providing a great service. Appreciate it. Rush is not. No, it isn't.
Yeah, come on, someone back me up here. Is DW on? Come on, man. Someone, come on. Help me. The lovely Lord is after me. But who's in Singing in the Rain? Can you say, you know?
You can say. Nobody's guessing it.
Did the famous scene, you know, singing in the rain, splashing around. All right, he didn't care. All right. You know, he wasn't, you know, he created his own conditions. Neil dying, huge blow. Yep. Dan, right.
Is that the drummer?
Yep. You know, so there we go. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. Still nobody Singing in the Rain.
But Singing in the Rain? Everybody know? Nobody. Gene Kelly.
And everyone's like,
Who? Come on, guys. Gene Kelly. I mean, it's cool. And there's nothing cool being able to, you know, sing and dance and get the girl. Okay. And no, he wasn't light in the loafers.
He was not light in the loafers.
He wasn't light in the loafers.
He was just an amazing dancer.
Yes, he was. Okay. An entertainer. You know who the female character was? Who the actress was?
Yes.
Anybody? Huh? This help you with your plumbing business.
Her
you
daughter,
gotta know this. Chad, thank you, brother.
Her daughter starred in the original Star Wars.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. See, it all ties together. It's a conspiracy. Okay. Anybody know? Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds.
They named Reynolds Rap after her. No, just okay. I'm not even going to tell you who's a sidekick and all these kinds of musicals.
Oh my goodness! Please stop.
You know, there's the hero and the damsel kind of a thing, and then there's the sidekick. Who played the sidekick? You know that? Great dancer. I mean, to be able to do what he did. You know, make him laugh.
Danny F and K.
No, it wasn't Danny F and K. That's the wrong musical.
Oh, sorry.
The White Christmas.
Okay. I got you on that one.
We're having fun. I don't know if you're having fun. Tap, tap, tap on the Danny. Okay,
that's a line from a movie. If anybody knows
what that line from the movie that is? Okay.
So.
Donald O'Connell. Right.
Okay.
This is some good old stuff, okay? Fun stuff. Rush is for the dudes for sure.
Yeah,
yep.
You're right.
Castle Metal. There we go, DW. Right. Yeah. It is. It was always a bunch of dudes it had women, but it wasn't the same as
Rush. No.
Yeah.
All
right. So
all right.
Good stuff. Okay. So hey, are you singing in the rain?
Singing in the rain.
With your plumbing business, okay? You gotta be singing in the rain, you know? When you talk about this, you know, you want to create your own conditions, okay? You want to create your own conditions. So when the storms hit, and the storms will hit,
yeah, they will.
Okay, that you can be like it's just rain. You know, I'm amazed to this day. You know, here, I don't know about where you live, but I'm sure it's the same because people are people. okay? And it's like we get a little bit of rain here, and it's like we've never seen rain ever, and everyone freaks out driving.
Freaking out.
Now, part of that is the way our society has become. I mean, we got to put a helmet on everything. Helmet on. You got to have a helmet on, knee pads. Got to have all kinds of gear, and in case you fall. Okay. Well, you're going to fall, and it's going to rain. It's going to rain. In fact, race car drivers talk about this. Okay, with those that race, F1. Okay, you got to expect it's going to rain, and so you get used to driving on the edge and out of control. So when the rains do hit, you're used to putting yourself on the edge and out of control. Okay. You see what I'm going here?
Okay. I'm seeing it.
Okay, you got to put yourself in that situation. Now that goes against the grain, certainly today, with our over-eyes society here. Where everything is dangerous and everybody's a bully and everything's out to get you, okay? Business doesn't care about what we think socially, and your plumbing business doesn't care, okay? It is what it is, and market, economic factors, market factors, everything, money factors, banking factors, everything plays into it, okay? Economies are up and down, recessions come and go, okay, those kinds of things. You got to play like you're already in a recession, okay?
Right.
And already on the edge, and be pushing it forward. I have a saying I talk all the time with our private coaching clients. It's be comfortable. Can some of them quote me on this? Anybody? Is anybody on DW's here?
I think Chad was say, guys?
Okay.
And they love when you say that so much.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable, okay? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. That way, you're putting yourself, you're making your own conditions, so when the storms do hit, and the storms are going to hit in your business, okay? They're going to hit. There's no safe zone, okay? There's no you're being mean to me. Don't do that. That's unfair.
Zone.
Right. There's no snowflake zone, okay, in business that's going to hit, all right? You want to be in a situation where it's just rain. I've seen this before. In fact, I drive in this all the time. This is how it is, and I'm used to it. I'm used to how the car feels, how my business feels like it's going sideways and slipping. Okay, you understand?
I understand. Okay.
So with your plumbing business, all right, there we go, BJ. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Period. It is that simple. I pound that into my peeps. Okay. I pound that in, okay? You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, okay? If not, you're going to die.
You're going to die.
Okay? It's just going to overtake you, or you're going to curl up in the fetal position and say, it's raining outside. It's scary,
now
okay?
What am I
all right? You can't do that with your plumbing business, all right? So what do we want to do? So there's 3 things.
You got 3 things, Mr. $1 Million
all right?
Plumber?
To get comfortable, how to create your own conditions. Okay, so when the storms hit these areas, it's just rain. All right, you ready? All right?
I'm ready, baby.
Okay, you got to have the right purpose. Number 1, the right purpose. All right? The right purpose for doing what you're doing.
I'm doing it because I love plumbing.
Oh, then get a plumbing job. Okay, get out of the plumbing business. Okay, if you love plumbing, truly love plumbing, and that's a lie when I say you got to love what you for the business to be successful, love what you do. I'm not,
No.
You want to love what you got to be into it and that kind of a thing, okay? But if you truly love the plumbing, I mean, I know guys like that. They love in the truck. They get their pride from that kind of thing, okay? And then go be in a truck, someone else's truck, because the storms will hit.
Yep.
Okay, the storms will hit.
So true.
And if you just love the plumbing's not enough to be able to handle the business. Case in point, happened today.
What
One
happened?
of my clients called me, and just a little upset because he discovered the truth about insurance companies. Which is okay. Insurance companies, by the way, it's legalized theft. Okay. Well, he had been with his insurance company for 10 years.
Business insurance.
Paying his business insurance, right. Paying his business insurance for 10 years. All those premiums, okay? So does this sound familiar, sweetheart? We did this for 8 or 10 years.
Sound very painfully familiar,
right.
Actually.
Pay all these premiums. And so the day comes when something happens and you decide to use them.
Right, because a storm hit.
Because the storm hit. Okay.
Okay.
The storm, and so I'm going to use. That's what I've been paying for. Right. So I use the insurance. Well, his insurance dropped him.
Yep.
What? I've been paying what? That's what you paid. Now they paid with the claim. Okay. But now they drop him because he's high risk. Okay. Right. Same thing happened to us. Okay. Pay for 8-10 years, all those thousands of dollars in premiums, all that kind of stuff. Went to use them. We used, in our case, it was like $12,000, something like that. Some that they paid over, and then they dropped us, and now we're high risk.
Right.
He's high risk, and so his insurance went up tenfold. He's high risk
because it was about $2,000 a year, right?
Right.
Ish.
Right. Okay.
And it went up to?
Well, in this case, about 20 grand
a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Man.
And so that that freaked him out.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, and the thought was, well, it's not even worth it. Why this plumbing thing is not even worth it if it's the plumbing thing. But the reason for having the plumbing business, okay, the storm hit,
right?
All right, having the right purpose makes it possible to weather those storms.
Right.
Okay. By the way, since we're on the insurance thing, look, insurance. I'll stay. Oh my God, it's. I'll stay in here all day long. It's insurance is just legalized theft. It's you got business and government together. Lawyers, by the way, lawyers. So you can write your congressman about it, but they're he or she's a lawyer, and so they're not going to get rid of it. They got you by it. We no longer. You got to have insurance. They got to set up so you're a professional business. You got to have it.
Got to have it.
You're going to pay somebody. You got to pay the man to play. There's always a godfather, okay? And so you're paying for that, and your customers now. It's all they expect. You have insurance. It means something to them, so you got to have the insurance, okay? But don't use it. Never use your insurance, okay? You build that, by the way, into your price, okay? The loss, what you have to pay out on things, and you take care of it yourself. You pay these things yourself.
Hey, Chris.
All right, that's the short of it. So.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, obviously, do what you think is best. But from our experience, we did. After that, we did not. Yes. We did not. Alan is saying the same thing. Got to suck up and pay it out. Save your insurance for something you can't overcome.
Very good point, Alan. Exactly.
Yeah, you blow up a house or something with a gas line or
right. And so
whatever.
It's $100,000 and stuff going on.
You're exactly
but for
right.
the you ruin the carpet, now it's going to cost you a couple grand to get it replaced, or the guy, I'm talking real stuff here. Your guy takes his drain machine out to out through the garage and runs the tip of it down the Mercedes side. Okay, and you got to get the body work repainted. Pay to have that done, a few $1,000s to do that kind of stuff, and it hurts at the time. Okay, but if you build this in, if you could already set up the conditions for the storms, okay, right. If you already set up, because the rains are going to come, guys, the rains come and go, okay, but if you set it up, all right. Then that's in your honest hourly rate, okay? And if you don't know what the honest hourly rate is, check out the Success Academy.
You should
check out the Success Academy.
That was a good segue, baby.
All right, you don't. This is covered in the first module right off the bat here. Type success in the comments. We go to themilliondollarplumber.com/success. All right, but ultimately, number one, have the right purpose. Okay, so spend time. Considering that, okay, that's a foundational issue there.
It is a foundational. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Why you're doing what you're doing, other than plumbing, or I just want my own job, or I don't like working for those guys.
No,
okay,
it's got to be bigger than that.
Okay, it has to be bigger than that, because when the storms come, and they will come in business, and they never go away. Hey, it rains, all right, it's seasons, okay. That's what surprises me when every summer, it's like it's hot. Now we got global warming, okay? All right, in the winter it gets cold, so now it's unseasonably cold, so now we got global cooling. It's climate change.
It makes a story. It makes for a story.
Right. Okay, now, did you hear in the news today?
Yes, what? No, I didn't hear. What?
It's deadly flu season.
It's
deadliest flu, it's always...
Really, it's shocking because it's January.
So,
that's so odd.
Right. Stuff happens, okay? It just happens. So set yourself up for it, okay?
I really like the line, because we heard this in a movie, and it really stuck home, or hit home with us, was the storms will come, but if you're prepared, then it's just rain, and you can learn to dance in the rain.
It's just rain.
It's just rain.
It's
no
just rain.
Storm.
All right. So expect it. Okay. And what helps is having the right purpose.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta
and then
know
it becomes
what you're
just
doing.
rain. Okay.
What you
Got
doing.
it.
Nick Marcellin said it's an infinite game. You're right.
Yeah, you're reading. All right.
Reading that book.
You're reading
Great
the
book, guys. The
Way to
Infinite
go.
Game.
Right. You got it. That's how winners look at the infinite game, not the finite game.
Right.
Okay.
Highly recommend that book to any of you business owners out there.
Yep.
I'll put a link to it as well.
Okay. So, all right, that's number
Okay,
one.
what else you got?
All right, the right purpose. Number
Okay.
two, the right people. Have you heard me say that before? Okay.
Never.
Having the right people. Set up. All right, then we'll still create your own conditions with the right people. Now, we got two sets of people we're dealing with. Okay. We got customers. So having the right customer is extremely important. Setting up the right conditions, because customers, no matter who they are going to be difficult, okay? And if you don't have the right conditions set up, and when the storms come, no matter what, okay? No matter what customer you have, is going to depend on whether you get washed away, okay, drowned, or you're singing in the rain, okay?
Right.
So having the right customers. Now, you've heard, if you've been watching Potty Talk Live for any length of time, and certainly those that are in the academy and those that wind up, private coaching, that kind of thing. We hit home that, the right customer is the residential service customer. Okay, the residential service customers.
So
if you're doing new construction, commercial, warranty, all that, hey, you may be feeling like you're doing great now, but the storms will come. Okay, and when those hit, you flood. Okay, with those kinds of customers.
You're gonna die.
There's an area in there where we live, in the White River, a nice area, and every time it rains off the White River, these houses always flood. It's like, come on, guys, either move your houses up or you move or do something. But these houses, they're nice homes, and they flood. The areas always flood, so they live like that, and so that's why guys that are doing new construction, that kind of work, are used to just being beat on and being flooded on. But it's so much nicer on high ground, okay? And with residential service customers, that's the high ground. So even when those storms hit, they're going to hit with your residential service customers, okay? But those customers are, the conditions are a lot better, okay? So that you can be just, just rain.
Just rain.
All right. In fact, with those customers, it rains instead of, with the others, it just rains headaches. With those customers, it's raining, $100 bills. Okay, you just got to deal with it. Okay, but it's easier to deal with that. Okay. Yep. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. With the customers, you got any questions? Any questions over there?
No, sir. No questions.
She's over here. Man, you sure?
I've got 4 screens.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm just going crazy here. No, I'm having fun. You just go right on ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. You're supposed to join me here.
I know.
Okay?
I am. I'm sorry.
I feel like you're watching something or whatever. You're watching Stranger Things on one of the screens over there?
No.
Okay.
No.
All
I'm
right.
watching the Kansas City game again.
You're
whatever. No, I can't even pull that off.
Again, with the right people. We got customers, and what's the other we have? We have our plumbers. Okay, so all, having the right plumbers and setting yourself up in the right situation there. Okay, it's I hear guys saying all the time, I can't find any guys. Well, you can't find any guys because when the storm hits, and the storm being, okay, that the guys quit. Okay, which does happen. I hear guys, I got the great team, and I know I've said this before.
Okay.
But it happened. You come. This is the best team. I got the best squad, the best plumbers. We're going to take over the world together. And you come in on Monday morning, and you literally see one of your trucks that shouldn't be there that early when you're there. Okay, with the uniforms turned in.
Right.
Okay, that's there. Okay, then another guy comes in and he says that he's decided that he's going to go live off the grid in Alaska. Okay, we're serious here. This actually happened. Okay, going to go live off the grid in Alaska. Another guy doesn't even call in, and so you have your guy. When you call them, you find out that they got to quit because their one cow had a calf. Okay.
You love telling that story.
All right. And then, then another guy wants to talk to you,
okay, we're moving on from that one. Okay.
All right. But it happens, guys. Those storms hit. Okay. All right. Welcome, Carmen. Glad you made it.
Live and late, but that's all right.
Better late than never, man. All right. So those storms are going to hit with those guys. So you want to create your own conditions.
Right.
Okay. And with your guys, the condition that you create is that you're constantly recruiting. Okay, all right. If you're not constantly recruiting, you're constantly working on dying. Okay, all right. You got two assets, two real human assets in your business. You got your customers. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and we understand that. We're always looking. I don't have enough work, or I got too much work, or whatever. Okay. But then you have your guys. Okay, and so you constantly want to be marketing for your guys as well. Okay, so you want to be constantly recruiting. You want to control that environment.
Right.
Okay, so you're constantly recruiting. So
we've had a few of our clients learn the hard way on that one.
Right.
Recently.
Okay,
All of a sudden,
that's another thing that you want to have systemized and in place. Okay, there's a system to that, and again, the Academy can help you with that.
Sure
okay,
can.
but also what can help you with that is Applicant Pro. We've had them on the program here before.
You are
that
right
is something
about
you
that.
should definitely have in place.
Okay.
In fact, do we have you can check that out?
Yeah, they can type in the word applicant.
All right.
And they can get a link to Applicant Pro, and they offer a free trial for Potty Talk Live audience, which is awesome. Yeah.
So there we go. Okay, or you can go to themilliondollarplumber.com
applicant. Yes.
Okay. Great. It systemizes for you. Okay.
Yes.
So that's always has ads out. Okay. On all the social networks and all the hiring sites and that kind of stuff.
Right.
All right. So that's something you should have in place if you're truly serious about growing your plumbing business. Period. Okay. So you want to control those conditions as best you can, because the storms will hit.
They will.
Okay, so when the storm hits, when the guy shows up and just quits, and your best guy, I've heard all the stories. Guys have grown up together. He's my best buddy. He would never leave me, and he comes in and Monday morning and tell you he's leaving you for $1 more down the street. Literally. I mean, but yet you've been together. You've gone on trips together, grew up together. Double dates together when you were in high school. You went to prom together, not together, but with, what I'm saying. All right? But they quit. I mean, it happens, okay? And it's going to happen to you. No matter how sharp and good you think you have it put together, it's going to happen. It's just how it is, okay? It's gravity. All right? All right?
It's gravity.
Things fall. What goes up must come down, okay? It's just how it is.
Okay.
All right? So, do that. Okay? So, the right people.
Okay, right people.
All right?
Yes. Do you have one
finally,
more?
You ready?
I'm so
Are
ready.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 3.
3.
Okay? All right? The right processes. Processes.
Processes or the right process?
Well, there's processes.
Uh-oh.
Okay? All right,
That was a mistake.
processes.
We'll fix
Okay,
that
there's a
right
thing to
away.
that.
Okay.
Or even just the idea of having your business being a process other than paper and pen. Okay? If you're doing your thing with paper and pen,
You're going to die.
you're going to die.
You're gonna
okay?
die.
All right? Stop it.
Please
okay?
stop,
When the
'cause it's
rains
painful.
come, okay, all this paper
You're
and
gonna
stuff
drown.
is going to drown, right?
you're
You
gonna
can't-
drown.
It doesn't float, all right? It just gets all waterlogged and you just drown, okay? All right? So you want to have the right processes in place, which again, you're setting up the conditions that can handle these things,
Right.
okay? That can handle.
Oops,
what do you
hey,
have
Carmen's
here?
got a great comment here. He said, "How did it happen when I was managing a plumbing department? 20-year buddy quit the uniforms in the truck, and you haven't talked since."
Right.
Wow.
It happens, Carmen. It it'll happen to you. I mean, whoever, it don't care how good of friends you are. It doesn't matter. It happens. So you got to constantly be recruiting.
Right.
All right. Friends and family do not apply. I mean, do not apply
Yeah,
here.
do not-
I hope
yeah,
that's-
do not
I think that's what
apply,
you're saying,
right.
Because it's tough with friends and family. It breaks families up. Process has been a game changer for us. BJ, yes.
It has
Okay.
been. We get it.
And it sets the conditions up, okay, so that when the storms come, and they will come, all right, you can find yourself, singing in the rain. It's just rain, okay? You can handle it just as rain.
DW says
DW
process is my
processes.
favorite. He is the process king.
Well, he is the
That guy.
process king, all right? Now, you can go too crazy on processes.
No such thing.
Okay.
Don't listen to him, Daryl.
Right.
Don't
you can
listen
go
to
too
him
crazy
for
in
a
processes
second.
and make the process the thing, Okay.
I know he's your coach and all, but don't
you
listen
can
to him.
You can get in the shipbuilding, okay? And too many ships, all right?
And Nick Marcellus says, just happened to him. Oh my goodness, it is an epidemic.
Right.
It so is.
It's not an epidemic. It's an epidemic just like the flu's an epidemic. Look, every winter the flu hits. I mean, we get sick. Okay, it's human. It's human nature. It's the human condition. It just happens, okay? These guys are going to come and go. They're going to come and go. So set the conditions up that you can handle those rainstorms that come through, okay? Those, when the winds blow a little bit and all that, hey, you're just singing in it, okay?
Singing, dancing? Right? Are you dancing?
It's just, singing and dancing, okay?
Doing a little tap?
Right.
Or a soft shoe.
A little soft shoe in the water, okay? All right? It's just, because it's just rain.
It's just rain.
It's just rain at that point. When you don't have these things set up in place, okay, when you don't have the right purpose, all right, and you don't have the right people, and the right processes in place, then it becomes, it's like, it's a storm, and we all got to hit the cellar, and we're all going to die. This is the big one. This is the big one where we all die. Okay, this is it. This is the one. Okay, but it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, if you set up these conditions, all right, put these processes in place.
Conditions, yeah.
A process for a process. That's right.
Absolutely, of course. Hello.
We need to talk, brother. Okay.
If anybody ever wants to talk process, Daryl's always up. Just give him a call.
But it's good that we're erring on that side. Much rather err on the side of process and no process in place at all, because you're trying to pick up these different conditions. Okay. All right. Now we can get so worried about setting up the right conditions so that we, because the storms are going to hit, that we fail to focus on what everything is really about, and that's the customer. Okay. So we be aware that the storms are going to hit. All right, but don't be so. An example of this is parts and stuff. Okay, parts. I'm not a fan of keeping track of all the parts. Of having a whole system set up of all the parts and all that kind of stuff. Because the focus then becomes about the parts. First of all, the guys aren't going to do it. And to be that so worried about it, for the stuff that may be stolen, okay, take care of Mrs. Jones, focus on Mrs. Jones, and you'll make more than enough money to cover the stuff that's stolen. Okay, and by the way, the stuff that's stolen, you wind up building into your honest hourly rate, just like all other businesses do, okay, and to cover that loss, okay? But that's an example of being too focused, okay? Anything truck wise, okay, of all being on top of every single truck maintenance kind of stuff, where there's a system where we're focusing on, and now I got someone who's just focused on, when's the next truck maintenance, and then I make the plumbers aware they got to be so focused on the truck maintenance, okay? And so have things in place that you can get oils changed and those kinds of things, but you don't want to overdo it with these kinds of things. So you don't be so focused on afraid of the rain, of the storms happening, that you're just uncomfortable about it. Okay, to where it's how it is today. I mean, we used to go to school, and the school buses would run with, there'd be 4 feet of snow on the ground.
4 feet.
I mean, I'm a little exaggerating, but there could be a foot of snow. Now school's shut down if there's an inch of snow. Because it's the fear of of everything that could happen.
Right.
Okay. Well, you can't run your business that way based on the fear of what may happen. Okay. Set conditions in place to kind of control the conditions, and the best way of doing that is, and I like the racing analogy of just driving like you are in the rain. The true racers aren't afraid of the rain, because they already drive their cars on the edge, so they're used to how that feels. They're already constantly on the edge, and so they're comfortable with that. Jet pilot was in the Navy.
Who?
I was in the Navy. Okay,
You were,
I was an air traffic controller in the Navy, so knew a lot of naval pilots. Okay, those guys on carrier duty, carrier pilots flew all the time. The reason they flew all the time was not just to rack up, do a bunch of Top Gun stuff in the sky. It was the land. They landed more. That was the busiest landing strip, to get used to constantly landing on a pitching deck. And they would do it, and our guys are the best, they do it in storms. We'd have flight ops in the storms, okay? So that you're constantly used to that, being on the edge. Not waiting so when you have to go out, okay, and the storm hits, and now you're not used to that, you have a tendency to, at best, you're tense, okay? So you're not operating as smoothly with your business. At worst, you freak out, okay? And that's what happens to most guys. Okay.
Brian says maintenance contracts are good. You are right about that. Maintenance contracts are
right?
A very, very good thing to have.
Maintenance contracts are good. Are you talking about for the trucks or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, if you're like that. Yeah, stuff where others are reminding you, bring the truck in. Okay, that's one reason why I'm an advocate of just buying new, and you have the commercial dealer relationship,
right.
And they're reminding you, get the truck. It's time for the 3 month.
We made the mistake of having old trucks
Right.
in the beginning a couple times, and then we stopped that.
Well,
nonsense.
the focus is on I can't afford that, or what happens if I don't have a good week and I can't make the payment. And
Right.
again, we're worried about that.
Well, what happens if it breaks down
Right.
and it's sitting on the side of the road?
Right.
Not that we would know anything
the
about
old equipment,
that
okay?
at all. But
But maintenance agreements, that's the kind of stuff we did. That's why I'm an advocate, when we talked about keeping track of parts, I never had, all we did, we ran millions of dollars. I never had the guys wrote a piece of paper, made the guys responsible to do all these part systems and all that kind of stuff. It can be fun, and I know if DW's on, I know it's fun, man. But the guys aren't going to do it. They're not going to do it, and it's just tough. Then the focus becomes about that. You become upset about that instead of having the guys focus on Mrs. Jones. So I made the guys responsible, and they did it the old-fashioned way, and I'd still do it today with the stuff that's out there. I'd still do it this way, and just have making the guys responsible. Okay, and believe me, the guys do it. I know. Okay, well, how you getting another?
I wouldn't use paper, but
Okay, the systems queen over here, but you saw it. It
well, I
defocuses.
think right. If you have a system that is all built in, so when you use when you perform a task.
That's how we did when it was built into the task.
Right.
With ours, we built into the task with flat rate. We knew, like a water heater.
Right.
We used that water heater, dielectric unions. Okay.
That would automatically come out.
Those automatically were
Right.
ordered.
Yes.
That kind of a thing. Okay.
Yep.
We also had consignment.
We did consignment.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing. Christy's saying it's positive investment by getting a new truck, and they know.
Amen, sister.
Sister.
That's the
Amen,
way to do it.
sister.
Okay. All the way around. Okay. Because you have a relationship that is pushing you to maintain it. All right. They keep track of that. They're glad to keep track of that stuff for you.
Yep.
Okay.
And
so you don't have to. You don't have to have those systems in place and be worried about that. That's the kind of stuff of trying not to over systemize it. But you want to control the conditions, as best as possible.
You were talking about consignment. That's something that we did last few years of our plumbing business was consignment, where we didn't pay for parts until we used them. So all the parts were sitting on the truck and they weren't paid for yet. They were only paid for once we used them. It was a beautiful thing.
That's the way to go. Okay. And the bottom line with that was setting up the conditions that we were always focused on the customer.
Because
Okay.
I was going to serve the customer best.
Right. So with all of this, okay, long as you set up your business that focus on the customer the best, okay, you don't have to worry about recessions and those kinds of things. You want to recession-proof your business. You truly want to recession-proof your plumbing business. First of all, focus on serving residential service customers. Okay, not new construction, commercial, warranty. Those things are the first to drop out during lean times. Okay, focus on residential service customers. Okay, then have your systems, your conditions set up on always focusing towards Mrs. Jones.
The radio.
We call it the residential customer. Have your systems and your conditions set up to always focus on Mrs. Jones. You do that, you won't have to worry about when the storms hit, when they do hit.
Hey, Cody and Carmen both have some questions about what we just talked about, which I knew would happen if we mentioned consignment. I've been looking at doing consignment. When do you know it's the right time in a business? It's right now.
Right now. Establish those relationships right now. Start talking. You'll be surprised.
You will be surprised.
Be prepared to hit everyone in town up. We've already been spending hundreds of thousands of dollars with a main supplier, and they didn't go with it. I was like, what? I was surprised about it. Long story short, my fourth one that I hit up wound up going. Someone we'd go in and just was like last second stuff and bought it.
Yep.
Went with us, okay, and did it. Okay, they were all about it, which means they wound up getting all of our business. Okay. That was one of the companies that within 6 months, you had to spend like $300,000 or something with them, and they got a trip. And we got a trip in 6 months, because that's how quickly we turn things around. Because if they're giving it, if it's on your, with consignment, instead of having it sit in their warehouse, it sits in your truck.
Right.
And then, it's amazing when it's in your truck, your guys will sell it or will use it, say, well, oh, okay, I got that equipment on the truck. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah, I got it on the truck. I'll do it.
Right.
Well, it's amazing how quickly that moves. Well, then when it's off your truck, then you pay for it once you get paid for it. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. You don't want to have a whole, I know it sounds fancy, you can go in some of these big shops and you look around at all the stuff they have. All the stuff they have, which is just...
It's a candy store.
Right. You don't want that. That's almost silly to have that kind of money sitting there. Okay.
So Carmen's asking, like a Barnett. Barnett might do it again, and I think Nick Marcella said it too. He uses a local supply house. It's just it's going out and talking with your different supply houses and asking them if they'll do it. And if you go out to our Facebook group, the Plumbing Business Success Group, there's a number of Success Academy and private coaching clients that are there who have done it, so you can get information. I know it's an odd thing to set up, and when people are first introduced to it, they're like, "Really, this can happen?" Yes, it can happen, but it's going to take some effort on your part.
Right. You got to establish that relationship, work on it. So start on it now. If you just started in the truck, start on it now. Okay. And it makes sense. Think about it, guys. Yes. Think about it. Instead of having all that stuff sit in their warehouse, they've already paying for it. It sits in your truck.
Right.
Okay. So instead of having that water heater sit in their warehouse, waiting for someone to come get it, it sits on your truck where you're bent on selling it.
Right.
Okay. It's right there.
And then you don't sell it, or you don't pay for it until Mrs. Jones has paid for the job, right? Because you're COD, you're not invoicing, so you've collected the money, and then you pay for it. Charlie B saying Ferguson Supply does it there. The house we spend $30K a month with does not. The supply, wow.
Charlie found the same. It's like the same. It's like some guys can't think. Now I would tell you, even with
Asa Womack, hey Asa,
work on the relationship with it. With ours again was open ended. And I did the big stuff, and I would tell you too, on this kind of relationship with a consignment, don't nickel and dime. It's a partnership, so don't nickel and dime your supplier.
Right. Don't be like, try to hit them for flapper 5 cents cheaper somewhere else.
Right.
Don't do that.
Or I can get water heaters $20 cheaper down. Whatever. Guys, don't do that. Okay. Pay them for the do it, because you're just going to pass that, especially with flat rate. You're just going to pass that on. Okay, it saves you so much more money. I'd pay $50 more for a water heater just to have it on my truck, not to have to go get it, not to have them put them in. Okay, it might just so we had extra water heaters in the shop. Okay, I did all the big things in our areas. The big backup systems, pump systems, that kind of stuff. Those big water, 75 gallons, couple, tankless, those kinds of things. How do you track consignment parts if you're not focusing on what's stocked on the trucks? You do have a set amount that you have. Like when you do get that initial order, they'll be aware of what's on the trucks. Okay, that initial that they give you. Okay, and so about twice a year, their salesman would come through on Monday mornings and look at the trucks, that kind of stuff. Okay, there's a little trust factor coming on here. Your guys, if they know that they've given you 10 water heaters, okay, and it's 2 months down the road, and you haven't bought any more water heaters from them. I mean, it means you haven't sold. That brings, that's a question. There's a flag there. Okay,
right, and it's only the big stuff. It's not every fitting and every copper blah.
We want, and that's where they'll get the business too. So like we wound up buying, they didn't do the flappers, fittings, and the small stuff, that kind of stuff. Okay. But we wound up giving them all of our business on that, and we paid a few. Those pennies add up. So what if I paid overall $1,000 more a month on stuff? I was getting that anyways. Okay, just for the convenience of having them, deliver. Our guys still would write. Okay, and I wanted to do writing. I didn't want to do wanding. Some of these like Barnett will want to do the wand. Your guys won't do the wanding.
Yeah, that's.
Let me say that. The guys won't do the wanding.
You
might because you're the plumbing business owner, you're the plumber. There's a reason why you started your plumbing business. But guys, lose that fantasy The guys won't do the wanding. And so what will happen is, okay, and I'm saying overall, you'll get one of your guys will, and that's the same guy that will do everything good anyways because he's just a good guy. You see what I'm saying? But everyone else will not. And so what will happen is you'll spend all your time focused on and been out of shape, mad, cajoling, training on getting the guys to wand instead of focusing on taking care of Mrs. Jones, which is the game, okay? So quit with the wand. The guys will not wand. Now, I know supply houses will make a big deal how easy it is. It looks cool.
It's so easy.
It's fun, and now you can get your phone, and just all you got to do is just get your phone and go over here and type in your number. The guys won't do it. Okay.
Yes, Chrissy, that's correct.
All right.
Yeah. So I think are your guys?
I
think so. Are the guys checking in and out on their timesheets? Are they? Sending text messages when they're on the way or whatever. Are they,
guys, they're
they
just
doing
talking
any
real.
of the things that
Potty
should
Talk
be
Live.
easy?
You're new to Potty Talk Live. We're about keeping it real here. Okay, this is your big brother. This is real stuff here. If you don't, I have no. This is how it is. The guys won't do it, and you don't want your system. It doesn't free you up. So what happens? It pulls you in. So now you spend all your time focusing on getting the guys to wand, phone, scan, write, and all that kind of stuff, and training and all that.
They don't do it
instead of taking care of the customer. Okay, you want your guys taking care of the customer. Our meetings on Monday morning was for 18 years. We focused on three things in one way or another, instead of different ways. Options. But that's the way you want to double, triple your tickets. All you need to do is provide options. Provide options. But I still have to remind the guys, and I reminded them every week. When I didn't, my GM did. Okay, so options. Next thing was keep the truck stocked and clean. Okay, keep your truck clean and stocked. That
sounds simple enough.
Remind them, okay, stock, you're here. Okay, get your list in, because we had it where you could write. The guys know, if you make the guys responsible, as soon as you say this is responsible for keeping the truck stocked, the guys fall back. Make the guys responsible for their truck. Okay. And if you have a problem with a guy always going to the supply house, then it's time to have a talk.
Oh, thanks.
Or he's the guy you replace because you're always recruiting. Again, if you're always recruiting and the guys see that, they have a way of doing what you ask them to do. Okay.
John Hatch, funny guy. Got it. Wanding is the only way to go.
John, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Okay. All right. Guys won't do it. Okay. But options. Keep the truck clean. Clean your truck. And stocked, okay? Make your guys responsible for stocking and keep it simple. Write on a pad of paper. They turn it in, okay? They went to our supply house. The supply house had it there the next morning for them, okay? The guys will do that. And then finally, good notes. Okay.
Good tech notes.
Good tech notes.
Hey,
and then when we've taken pictures, when pictures came part of it, then it was taking tech notes, which involved pictures. Okay.
Pictures on your your tablet or whatever.
Okay.
Charlie B saying nothing worse than being mad at the guys for not doing what you would do. Was and is a big struggle for me still, but getting better daily.
Right. Guys are never going to be as good as you. So accept that, Charlie. Accept it, and you guys too. Okay. The guys, and I get it. We're building a kingdom. You're building your empire. You're wanting things to be perfect, and strive for that.
And you should
always strive for that.
Certainly.
But never forget that the end goal, the game, is taking care of Mrs. Jones. Okay, we can get trapped. Okay, in setting up these conditions because of fear. Okay, because of rains and storms, and we know storms are coming. Okay, and also because we think that's control. If I can control these areas, I got control of it. Okay, the storms won't come and that kind of a thing. That's not true. Okay, it's out of control. It's a race. It's a race car. You could die. Okay, all right. It's not you're living on the edge. All right, and you want to live it. You want to live it on the edge. Okay. But ultimately, the bottom line is, in our game to win, it's taking care of Mrs. Jones. So you want all the conditions set up to take care of Mrs. Jones. So you want your guys focused on taking care of Mrs. Jones, not figuring out, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Okay, I got a wand, or because the guys aren't gonna do it. Okay, and if you spank them and yell at them, threaten them, then they're focusing on doing that. Okay, get them taking care of Mrs. Jones, and the parts will take care of themselves. Period.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So
do I hit that? That's a.
I know.
That's
I'm not sure
if
how
I
we
could
got
save
there,
guys, I could write a book on that. Just because it sounds fancy. I get it. I could sound a lot more intelligent, and I could sell you more stuff if I was talking about doing these other kinds of systems like parts and that kind of stuff. Okay, and so and it speaks to that
that part of the entrepreneur.
That part of the entrepreneur where I can control that, and it makes sense. It makes sense, but in the real world, the guys aren't gonna do it, okay? And as soon as you tell them that you're taking care of them in that way, or that the system's gonna take care of them, then the guys back off. Okay, the guys back off. I'm serious.
I'm not laughing at you, baby. I'm sorry. I'm looking at comments. No,
okay.
you're exactly.
All right. I'm just trying to save you, brother. Trying to save you. Focus on the customer, and you'll make so much money. Okay, and when the storms come, you'll be dancing in the rain while others are driving slow or panicking. Okay. All right.
BJ, stop.
I think the title of the book is "The Guys Aren't Gonna Do It." Okay.
We're in the middle of one book. Let's do one at a time. Thank you very much.
Hey, just love you guys. Hey, all this plumbing business game is simple. Okay, it really is simple. Okay, it really is simple.
Okay,
all right. You don't have to. You can get everything down. Charge what you need to charge. So you got to know your hourly rate. Don't be pulling out of your arse. Okay. Okay, don't be copying the other guy. Don't let the customers don't tell you what to charge, okay? So you got to know what you got to charge yourself, okay? All right? Then you got to hire the right people, okay? You got to work for the right people and hire the right people, okay? And then have a few processes in place, all right, that allows this thing to run without you, okay? And that's the beautiful thing, okay? If it can run without you, if that's what you want, okay? That's what I'm all about. I'm all about freedom, okay? Not babysitting guys, not sitting in a plumbing shop. I'm not even talking to plumbing customers, okay? All right, if you're into that, really go work for someone else, because you're doing yourself and your family, a disservice, okay? You're putting your family in harm's way, because you just own your job, all right?
Okay.
So there we go. So hey, and if you want to know more about these things, obviously I'm here. I think you feel my heart here. I want to help you here. And the Success Academy does just that, okay? It teaches everything you need to know to run a successful, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business, all right? And it's very easy there. It's in 12 modules, bite-sized modules, over 150 videos teaching the business of plumbing, the business of plumbing, everything you need to know there. Also a little bit of psychology, okay? We got into that a little bit tonight here, okay? Because we got head trash going on, okay? So check it out, all right? 14-day free trial too. Type success in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/success to check it out. Grab your 14-day free trial.
Okay.
Hey, it's time to wrap it up. As always, I want to remind you that you were purposely and wonderfully created. You were created to do great things. So when you're out there doing your thing, all right, as always, plumb like a champion.
Thank you for tuning into Potty Talk Live with Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now. To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, type 5 in the comment section now.
Just do it.
And join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.